So, Kevin, let me follow up with you. Chuck decides that he's going to go this advocacy route. He's going to be thinking about education and really starting this new discussion that we are, all having these days. But you went a different direction. You decided to go into consultancy and working directly with municipalities. Why would you go that route?
Yeah, I think a little crazy for sure, but the consulting side was just that's really the only model that I've known. I've been a consultant my whole career, and it's a model that I understood. And I think earlier in my career, I had always had the entrepreneurial itch a little bit, but really never had the passion or the purpose that really called me away from working with a bigger company. And then when I started to uncover this whole this whole fiscal resource gap and the issue with our places, that's really what inspired me to make the leap. I will say I had a very brief moment where I thought about the nonprofit model, and then I was like, well, this guy Chuck in Strong Towns is kind of kicking ass in there right now, so maybe I'll just get to know this guy and I'll bring him in, and he can kind of open the door, and then we can come in behind that. So the
I
other
think
part of it is
Kevin,
just
I think you were like me, where the model was a nonprofit model for a long time, whether you actually had a
well,
501c3 or not.
yeah, Chuck, you and I have talked about this in some of the other podcasts that we've done, but it's continued to be a journey for us. Of early on, we started as an engineering firm, did mostly engineering work, and then that's evolved to I would say we're probably 60% planning, 30% site development engineering, and 10% just engagement work now. But I could also see that kind of pivoting back to doing more of the kind of engineering and design that we're talking about here, as more communities are ready for that. But right now, it's still getting communities to understand how big this resource gap really is. And that's just something that I think my personal kind of skill set of the engineer turned planning and planner, and my story helps connect some of those pieces together. But that's still, it's an ongoing conversation for us, Chuck, of how do we do what we're passionate about and make money doing it. And we're blessed now. 11 April, I guess April was 10 years for us, which is crazy. But
Sweet.
we,
Congratulations. Yeah.
but we have clients now, like the guys at Fate and Tom and Taylor, that you were a part of, Chuck. That
Right. Right.
there's communities now that are ready to take this on, and those are the communities that we're helping.
Well, let me add this, Marshall, as like an outsider. The the business model of an engineering firm is much like the business model of a city, which is based on volume of projects you're working on. And you can make a really good living as an engineering firm just pumping through lots and lots of projects, sending a lot of stuff out the door, but not building any value or any wealth or any real prosperity for the community. We don't tell ourselves that. We're like, well, this road will help everybody. But, I think the problem you have when you're Kevin, the problem you have when you're me, is that you're burdened with the understanding that this is actually making our communities poorer. I think what needs to happen, and I write about this in my latest book, is the business of engineering needs to shift from one of, who can be the low bidder on the project and who can do the project the quickest and get it out the door the quickest, to what approach is going to create the most wealth, value, enduring prosperity for the community. And I should pay, as a consumer of that, should actually pay a premium for the person who can deliver that the best. And there's a market niche there, and it's not there yet. But I think that's the one that I'm trying to build for people like you guys. I want the demand to be for that.